Story of Two Kings and the Sword of Peace. A long time ago, there was a precious sword that belonged to a great king. This king would spend all his time enjoying parties and shows in his grand palace. It was one day that some dispute broke out between him and the king of one of his neighboring countries. The dispute grew out of hand and it came to a point where both kings had to declare war against each other. The sword became very excited as this would be the first time it would be used in a real battle. It would be able to show its extraordinary talent and bravery to everybody and would also gain renown and fame throughout the kingdom. On its way to the front line, the sword started imagining itself as the winner of several battles. But upon their arrival, the first battle was already over and the sword glimpsed upon the result of the war. The picture it saw did not look like anything it had imagined. There were no elegant knights in shining armor, victorious with gleaming weapons out in the sun. Instead of that, the sword could see shattered weapons and hordes of men dying out of hunger and thirst. There was hardly any food remaining for the warriors. Dirt covered all that could be seen, and men were wrapped in a disgusting smell. Some of them were half dead, laying on the ground and bleeding out from their wounds. Upon seeing this, the sword realized that it didn't like wars or battles anymore. It decided that it would rather live in peace and at most take part in tournaments and competitions. Thus, the night before the great battle, the sword came up with an amazing plan to prevent it. The sword suddenly started vibrating. At first, it was a low buzz that gradually grew louder. Soon, it became a sharp metallic noise. This caused confusion among the swords and armors belonging to their soldiers, who then asked what the matter was. The king's sword told them that it did not want a battle to take place the next day and that it did not like war. Another sword answered, "No one likes battle, but what can be done? Vibrate yourself just like me," exclaimed the king's sword. "If we can create enough noise, then nobody shall be able to sleep." Soon, all the weapons began to vibrate, and this created a deafening sound. The sound was so loud that it even reached the enemy camp, where the enemy weapons also joined the protest as they too were against wars and battles. It was soon morning and the soldiers were required to go on battle, but not a single soldier could get himself to fight. No soldier was able to sleep the previous night, not even the two kings and their generals. Hence, they decided to spend the entire day trying to get some sleep. It was in the evening that they woke up and thought of putting the battle off until the next day. But the weapons were not going to let that happen. Led by the king's sword, they again spent the whole night singing their song of peace. As usual, the soldiers couldn't get any sleep. The battle got postponed again and again until on the evening of the seventh day, the two kings decided to meet to discuss the situation. Both of them were very annoyed and angry about the dispute that was caused between them, but after spending some time with each other, they started discussing the nights without sleep, the confusion, and the chores among their soldiers. Finding no difference between day and the night and the astonishing situations that were created by the Song of Peace, soon both these kings started laughing and giggling just as friends do. Finally, the two kings let go of their disputes and decided to end the war and they returned to their own land. They felt the joy of avoiding a fight as well as having regained a lost friend. This time onwards, the two kings would often meet each other to discuss their experiences about their kingdoms. It had come to their realization that the things uniting them were more in number than the things that were setting them apart.